3D designer PaperSkeletons has come out with an accessory so incredibly revolutionary, I designed an entire blaster around it. Definitely gonna discuss more about this blaster later in the video, but first we need to get back to what started all of this. I don't know if you guys have checked out the PaperSkeletons3D Instagram account lately, but the man has been busy.
Today I am showing the updated #2 riveter. Today I'm showcasing the rock. Today I'm testing a PWM. Got the nailer outside today.
What you saw in that third clip is what we're gonna talk about today. The portable carry-on PWM module. PaperSkeletons introduced me to this at Maryland, although a month before, I did see that he posted this clip on Instagram and was very curious about how it works. Fast forward a month later, we're all at Maryland and PaperSkeletons shows up. I finally meet the guy. He's tall as heck, by the way. If you think I'm tall, get a load of this guy. Hands me over this cool pouch with an American flag patch and says, congratulations, you might be able to run any high FPS blaster that you thought you couldn't run at this HVZ event. And I'm like, how am I gonna do that? And then it clicked. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to what a PWM module is. PWM stands for pulse width modulation. Now I can give you the TLDR version, or I can give you the yeah, I figured you'd probably want the TLDR version. Basically, what a pulse width modulation module allows you to do is control your electrical current load, mostly used in basic circuits and primarily for brushed motors like the applications that we're using them on. These little gadgets have been used across the industry in many forms. You probably have seen them on a little bit more of upscale type blasters like the Worker Phoenix 2.0. It has a little knob on the front where you can regulate rate of fire. On a lot of other blasters, you can actually regulate voltage. It is speculated that on one of the Siren blasters, I think it's the Blink, the only flywheeler that they got coming out, will come out with both knobs, one to regulate the FPS and the voltage. Dart Zone is also teasing Easter egg style on their Venom. You can see a little knob right above the barrel, indicating that that blaster probably has an onboard PWM. What PaperSkeletons developed is a carry-on portable mobile PWM module that you can actually carry and adapt to any of your electric blasters so you can control your FPS anywhere you go. Getting back to Maryland Mayhem, this is what actually allowed me to operate my Griffin Nailer carbine, which was shooting 140 to 145 FPS on a full 3S LiPo. It allowed me to dial it down a little bit and voila, 110 FPS. I was able to get into the HVZ event, no problems. Let's go over how this little box was built, how it's put together, and how it works. The actual enclosure is 100% designed by PaperSkeletons3D. The components inside consist of your standard PWM with some basic circuits and relays, allowing an XT60 inlet port and an XT60 outlet port, and a basic switch with an LED indicator to let you know when the unit is on. Very easy, you just plug in your 3S LiPo into the inlet port as seen here, and then you use this really cool heavy duty cable that will be provided in these kits once they become available into the unit, and the other end of course goes into your blaster. Once this is done, you switch the unit on, you'll see the light indicator letting you know that the current is live, and you can use this knob to effectively change your chronograph speed on command. The unit also conveniently has a loop on both the lid and the body to allow a zip tie to be applied. That way the judges and referees can be confident that you're just trying to play an honest HVZ game and just have fun. The unit is great construction. I know PaperSkeletons only uses the highest quality of PETG filaments, and it's put together with basic M3 hex hardware. PaperSkeletons did design some cable savers so that your XT60 ends of the cables can withstand long-term wear and tear, and he offers a port which just replaces the bottom lid of your nailer battery port in order to run these. He also has one available for the stapler. PaperSkeletons has, since this unit, developed different variations. He has one where you can actually store your LiPo on the unit in form of a little compartment. I think he has another one where the compartment for the battery is sealed with some vents. I haven't seen that one yet, but I know he's developing it. He talked about it earlier. I urge you guys to check this man's Instagram. He is like in the zone right now. He's constantly developing things both for this, including a lot of exciting new things, as you were able to see in his latest reels. The guy has actually put out a brushless nailer. This is gonna be the blaster that allows a lot of people, probably on a budget, not willing to make that $500 or $700 plunge into the brushless world, a lot more economic for those people to get into this very niche part of the hobby. Getting back to the PWM Nailer N1. Now you're gonna laugh and be like, does it fire N1 darts? No, I was in development of this thing since I got back from Maryland Mayhem. I got so inspired by the PWM module that PaperSkeletons came up with and loved it so much. I'm like, I have to figure out a way to make a blaster that just optimizes the use of this. Now this is actually designed to work with any blaster. We're gonna be developing ports for any blasters of your choice, depending on what you leave in the comments. Whatever you guys think is the more popular blaster that should deserve to have one of these ports, we're gonna make it for it because this is a game-changing accessory. Now this is a nailer just like any others. It's basically a love letter to a lot of people who have put remixes into the original Griffin pistol. There's a lot of gonk in here. There's a lot of fancy impact blasters in here. Obviously the progenitor Flygonial is in here, a little bit of squigums, and of course you have the not enough touches. I added an XT60 port right here on the bottom of the hilt. It has its own custom brace, which is molded into the handle. No attachments with hardware, it just molded right in. Nice little front area for gripping, seamless, symmetrical design with all internal wire piping. That's correct, this blaster does not have a wire run. Everything's done internal for a beautiful symmetrical look. Same gravity dropping nailer that you love to love, only with a new shell. Now this is the brushed version of the 2nd gen nailer. If you're interested in the brushless, obviously that's a Paper Skeletons exclusive. This is my baby. This is my remix. I put this together because I thought I wanted something to complement this incredible kit that Paper Skeletons came up with to provide the community with a way to have flexible FPS. Again and again, we keep seeing people struggling, getting to the tournaments and then not being able to run their blasters because of some minimal, trivial margin of FPS they couldn't get in. I saw guys in front of me with Nightingales that couldn't get in with 2S lipos. This is a game changer. I know Paper Skeletons already has a Nightingale port and he's working on many others. This is still a work in progress. There's some adaptations I want to do to it. I want to create a lipo version, preferably one that probably has a lipo built into the brace, but this is basically the version you're going to get. A lot of things that I actually had to modify as well, like the rail, P-car, I made it a little bit longer. Just an overall great little blaster. Just to show you a little bit of how it works. This is the unit all the way turned down, and then I'm slowly going to turn the PWM knob only. I'm not going to toggle the rev switch or nothing. I'm only going to touch the PWM knob and you'll see how the revs gradually go up. Now, N1 is a name that I originally gave it because I'm only going to build these with the neodymium worker magnet motors. Very reliable. I haven't had any issues with them. Great torque, great 43,000 RPM, game-changing accessory. Both of these are going to be available in our Etsy stores. If you guys prefer a kit to build it yourself, that's going to be available. Bill of materials are going to be available. Same for the Nailer N1. I'm probably going to be putting this version out as an RTR kit along with the PWM, since this blaster does not have onboard battery storage. It relies strictly on the PWM module. Great little marriage here. These units complement each other in every way. The streamlined design of this blaster is made for this unit. But if you have a classic nailer, it'll also work as well, no problem. Regardless of the way you go, whether you're gonna run your own blaster or one of the Paper Skeletons Not Enough Nerf platforms, you're gonna be in control of your FPS. Let me know down in the comments if you're excited for something like this. This is nothing new. This is brushed technology, but at Maryland Mayhem, we kept saying, bring back brushed. It's kind of like the quote kept getting thrown around. It made me really happy because I really love these blasters a lot. And I like the idea that people that are still getting into the hobby, that still are not ready to make that crazy leap into brushless, because it is a crazy leap, and allows that accessibility to still be tangible to a lot of people. Shout out to PaperSkeletons3D. Thank you for fronting this unit for this review. I'm really excited to see what the audience thinks about this. Are you excited about it? Or you're like, it's just another gimmick that I'll never use? Let me know, be honest. I'll put the links down in the description for Paper Skeletons' Instagram page, where you can actually follow all of his designs as they get developed on the fly, his Etsy store, his printables, and his Thingiverse, where you can catch all of his free and licensed designs. Guys, remember, you don't need to be subscribed on YouTube to see all the videos of your favorite creator. YouTube is doing a really good job of that right now. So subscribe just to support us if you like the content. If you like this video, you can hit the like button, but if you like our content, please hit the subscribe button. That's the only way to support us. We're not doing Patreon or buy me a coffee or none of that right now. I put this message in the last video. I'm gonna try to sneak this message in almost every video just to keep raising that awareness that people might not even know that they're not subscribed, because apparently YouTube is really good about putting me all over their homepage. If you like this video, you're definitely gonna like this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay blasting, foam fam.